Kika wants to be an inventor. Everyone in Kika's house were sitting at the table about to eat dinner. Kika was getting ready to enjoy her first mouthful when she heard the question from her uncle Berna, who had come to visit them that afternoon. Kika, what do you want to be when you grow up? I want to be an inventor. I like to invent things, answered Kika without a second thought. Things? Asked her Uncle Berna. Yes, for example, I like to build a ship that can travel through space, Kika said very seriously. Uncle Berna laughed out loud when he heard her response. He always laughs loudly. Kika could not understand what seems to be so funny to him, and she went on eating her dinner. Before continuing the story, I should tell you that Kika is very intelligent. She might be the cleverest person that you have ever met in your life. Kika is so clever that with just a screwdriver and some wires, she can repair any device that is not working. She also reads a lot and her memory is impressive. Later, when Kika was in bed ready to sleep, she asked her mom a question. Mom, why did Uncle Bernard laugh when I told him that I wanted to build a spaceship? I think that since Uncle Bernard can't build a spaceship, he is convinced that nobody else can, especially a little girl like you. Her mother answered, But I'm serious. I know, my love, said her mother. I think I'm going to show him. The next day, Kika asked her mother to take her to the library. Then spent the whole afternoon there, and the whole afternoon the next day, and the following day too. Kika spent many afternoons reading all the books she could find about motors and space. Should we come back again tomorrow? No, Mom, I think I'm ready to start building my spaceship, answered Kika. From that day on, Kika spent her time collecting any material that would work for her ship. A chair, wires, chips, part of an old cell phone, screws, a computer keyboard, a little light bulbs. Once she had enough parts, Kika began assembling them in the yard. A few days later, the spaceship had already taken shapes. It was a small capsule with a seat and a lot of buttons inside. Kika was working on fine-tuning the ship's last detail when 3 kids stopped by her yard. Hi, said Kika. What are you making? Asked Boris, the biggest of the 3. I'm building a spaceship, answered Kika. Then Boris and his friends laughed. Kika looked at him. She was a little upset. What's so funny? She said. A spaceship, Boris mocked. To go to the moon, Kika clarified. And I'm a superhero, said Natalia. And I'm an evil magician, added Juan, the third of the friends, in a mocking tone. We kids can't build ships that can travel the space, said Boris. And the 3 friends continued to laugh. A few minutes later, she heard Uncle Bernie's voice. What are you making, Kika? Asked her uncle. A spaceship, said Kika, to go to the moon. Uncle Bernie let out his famous laugh. Can I try it out? Said Uncle Bernard as he moved the ship as if it was a toy. Be careful, Tita warned. Don't worry, I know what I'm doing, said Uncle Bernard as he tried to sit on the small seat of the ship. You're very heavy. You're gonna break it, Kika shouted. But it was too late. Uncle Bernard fell into the interior of the ship, destroying it with his weight. Oh, I'm sorry, Kika, said Uncle Bernard, apologizing. Kika looked at him furiously. Her weeks of effort had been ruined. Maybe we can put it back together with a little bit of glue, said Uncle Bernard. I told you not to sit on it. Why doesn't anybody listen to me? Kika was not the same after that day. She was angry all the time. When her friends invited her to play, she told them that she did not have time. She would stop reading books. She refused to take walks on the park, even though her parents asked her to. One day, her parents told her that Uncle Bernie was coming for dinner. That morning, Kika was so angry that she decided to gather all of the devices of her house that weren't being used but still worked. She took her older brother's video game console, a small remote control car, a cell phone, and an alarm clock. "What are you going to do with all those things?" asked her mom. "When someone speaks, I pay attention to them," answered Kika. "Yes, darling, that's right, but what does it have to do with what I'm asking you? There are other people like Uncle Bernard who will never pay attention to anything that other people say to them," added Kika as she slammed the door of her room. Her mother listened to the door as Kika put things together and took things apart. "Kika, open the door," said her mother, but Kika ignored her. "What is that?" asked her mother. "An invention that I want to show Uncle Bernard," Kika replied. Soon after, Uncle Bernard arrived. "Hello, Uncle. Do you want to see my new invention?" "Yes, of course." Kika got out of her chair and turned on the device. A blue ray came out of it, and Kika directed the device to where Uncle Bernard was. To everyone's surprise, Uncle Bernard began to shrink and shrink and shrink until he was tiny. "Kika, what have you done?" her father asked frighteningly. "I want to show Uncle Bernard that my inventions are not toys," said Kika as she brought Uncle Bernard back to his original size. Kika was still frustrated, so she left her house to walk around for a while with her shrinking device in her hand. Suddenly, she ran into Boris, Natalia, and Juan, the three children who had made fun of her while she was building her spaceship. "What is that?" asked Juan. "An intergalactic computer," mocked Boris. Kika turned on the device. She pointed it through the kids and hit them with the blue ray, shrinking them immediately. "That's so that you learn not to make fun of others," said Kika. She was very angry. She was about to shrink more people when Mar, a young girl with large eyes and very curly hair, went up to her. "Hi, what's your name?" "My name's Mar," said the girl. "Kika," she answered, rather annoyed. "I can see that you're very angry, Kika," Mar observed. "Nobody takes me serious," said Kika, upset. "I told them that I wanted to build a spaceship and they made fun of me." "Is that why you're shrinking those kids?" "Yes," Kika admitted, "to show them that I'm capable of building incredible things." "I understand," said Mara. "Sometimes it's hard to achieve what you set out to do. I studied chemistry and it took me years to get my own laboratory. It's difficult when people don't believe in you, but hurting others is not the way to make things better." "You're right," said Kika. "I just wish that people will listen more and make fun less." Kika took out the shrinking device. She made some adjustments to the screen and aimed it to the children she had shrunk. The blue ray returned them to their normal size. Then Mar walked with Kika back to her house while telling her all about what she did in her laboratory. Kika was surprised and listening to Mars attentively. When they got back to Kika's house, Mar gave Kika a hug and told her, "Never stop believing in yourself," as she waved goodbye.